is your home. May you feel in your soul you are earthly and home. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. Shalom Aleinu, Odemo Shalom Aleinu, Odemo Shalom Aleinu, Be'al Kulam. Odemo Shalom Aleinu, Odemo Shalom Aleinu, Odemo Shalom Aleinu, Be'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu Be'al Kol HaOlam. Salam,
Please come get a seat. We don't want you to stand the whole time. There are seats around. There's 4 here, 2 and 2. I think that is for people, especially in the front. And there's a few around, so please do come and take a seat.
Thank you, first of all, for everyone to be here, but there will be the official thank yous. But for all the talit wearers, everyone who came with their talit, just so beautiful. Thank you. When Greg returned here after his travels and studies overseas, after 10 years, I came with him as a young mother and an immigrant. I have to admit it was not easy. Whether it was the adjustment to motherhood without the social cultural background and network that was familiar, or whether it was truly just hard to leave one's own home and make another home, I felt it. Then a friend of mine in Hungary gave me permission. You are allowed to enjoy. Go and enjoy and make it your home. But how can you make something your home when you have another home, when you have a home already? So it was my children who taught me that even if they kept asking who is my favorite, you can love them each so much that your heart bursts. So I made that love be my guide and open my heart and make this place my home. You here, you still have friendships that go back generations, and I don't. Yet some of you I've known and journeyed with now for 20 years, and that's something to say. We celebrated, innovated, grieved, and parented together. And some of my newer friends I now know more of when they come into my life, and it's easier. We can do Jewish geography, and I love hearing their stories. And now I know more about the culture, nature, how to manage the weather, and it has become home. And now, as we speak about it, we are just extending our nest. One of the many passions I picked up here in this time, these 20 years, after researching the meaning and the laws of the Talit, was designing Talitot and supporting members of this community to find an expression in Judaism that embraced them and to find their own expression in Judaism. There were barely ever 2 identical Talitot made. I don't think there are 2 identical Talitot, just like you. It was beautifully magical that I would be able to open my box of Talitot, the collection, and the person who was looking at it like, that's the one I want. Or we got into designing it together. And Blondine is here, who's been making them. So she knows a lot about all the different people getting into it. The Talit is a portable sanctuary to ground us and to connect us to the divine wherever we are. And then its corners are the tassels, the knots, a reminder and a whisper through generations that we are not slaves, but God took us out of Egypt to be holy. We also have a commandment that since we were strangers in Egypt, in the land of Mitzrayim, we know what it feels like to be strangers, and so we should be kind to the stranger. I found it beautiful that it was me who came from far, and Blondine came from Congo, to make these beautiful talitot, to make people feel home. I realized that the Torah, as well as our history, are filled with stories of immigration and displacement, and rituals to yet find belonging and find a temple in ourselves and in each other, in the community we create. We are both eternal strangers as well as eternal hosts to one another. As for me, I'm extending our nest. As for you, even if you feel you are strangers sometimes, welcome others as if you were a host, and the world will be a better place. As for us all, eternal strangers and hosts, I want to leave with a blessing of the song we just sang. May you feel in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and whole. And may you feel that you belong. And Blondine, who's been making the talitot with me, we are also part of the choir that you saw last Friday, 2 Fridays ago in Weinberg. And so, if you learned it already, sing it with us. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and known. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. A very, very warm welcome to everyone. This feels like a happy, sad occasion. And as I've been mingling and seeing people, I keep wanting to say Shabbos or Chag Sameach, and I'm not quite sure what the greeting is on occasions like this. But here we are. So my name is Judy.
Rabbbi Greg.
And we're going to be taking you through the events for today. So first of all, thank you to the choir. There'll going to be more of the choir, we haven't heard the last of them. And a big thank you to Rabbi Andy, and a big thank you to Blondine. I've lost her. Thank you. Rabbi Andy, you've been involved in this community for 20 years, and many families have been guided by your teachings on spirituality and very especially on ritual. Many bar mitzvahs have enhanced their simchas with personalized talitot. And I think what we saw here, I think it was the first talitot tunnel that has ever been created. May there be many more. And what a beautiful way to welcome us into this final moment, into this event, into today. Thank you. In the years that Rabbi Greg has been in Cape Town, so count with me here, he's had 3 houses, 3 sabbaticals. He's worked in 3 centres, Greenpoint, West Coast and Weinberg. We've worked with 3 presidents. The family has raised 3 children. He's worked with 2 other full-time rabbis, one of whom is here. Rabbi Greg and Rabbi Andy are one couple, so I'm counting that as 2. And very importantly, there's been 1 cat, Polo. And if you add all of those up, that adds up to 20. That's our 20 years in Cape Town. In Kohelet it says, L'chol zman v'et l'chol chafetz tachat hashamayim. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heavens. We are all gathered here today to say goodbye to Rabbi Greg and to thank him for his service to this congregation, to the greater Cape Town Jewish community, and to the progressive movement in South Africa. This is truly a bittersweet moment for Temple Israel, as well as for us personally. Greg and I have known Rabbi Greg since we were all in high school and doing things at summer camps at Netzer Maginim, a very, very long time ago.
I think there are many others here today who also remember Greg as a much more bushy-haired, barefoot, hippie, first-year UCT student. There have been many years. We've all got quite a bit older. Back in the day, the rabbi was a man who would sit on the bimah, stand on the bimah very far away, and who was not very approachable. Rabbi Greg's time in Cape Town has been anything but that. This afternoon we'll be focusing on 5 qualities of Rabbi Greg. There are many more, but we've been given strict time constraints, as have all the speakers here today, so we're just going to be focusing on 5. The first quality is music. Make a joyful noise to Hashem, all the earth. Serve Hashem with gladness. Come into Hashem's presence with singing, says the psalmist. Music, singing, creativity, and fun have been synonymous with all Rabbi Greg services, life cycle events, Shabbatot, Havdalah evenings, and Chagim. We've all become used to the sound of the guitar, sometimes in its solo form, sometimes accompanying the band, and we've all become used to a nigun that sets the scene for any occasion. Thank you for making music part of our community.
And on that note, our next musical item is the West Coast Choir singing EU and Rabbi Greg and Rabbi Malcolm have worked together for 20 years, spiritually leading this congregation. 2 rabbis with different skills, with different styles, but complementary. And this is what has really helped us to service the needs of this diverse congregation that we call Temple Israel. And with that, I'd like to ask Rabbi Malcolm to come up and say a few words.
So one of my favorite parables in the Talmud is the story of Rabbi Nachman and Rabbi Yitzchak. We spent some time together, and when they part ways, Rabbi Yitzchak asked that Rabbi Nachman give him a blessing. And Rabbi Nachman uses a parable of a tree and a man who wanders in the wilderness, in the desert, and he's tired and he's thirsty. He eventually comes upon this beautiful tree with sweet fruit, with wonderful shade, a stream running past the tree. The man eats of the fruit, drinks from the water from the stream, and reclines in the shade. I like to think that he fell asleep and slept and rested. And when he awoke and when he was ready to leave the tree, he said to the tree, "Tree, oh tree, how can I bless you? I can bless you that you have sweet fruit, but you really have sweet fruit. I bless you that the stream of water flows past you, but you already have a stream of water. I can bless you that you provide shelter and refuge. You already do that. All I can bless you is that may God cause all the saplings that come from you to be just like you. And so Rabbi Nachman says to Rabbi Yitzhak said to Rabbi Nachman, therefore, I can't bless you with Torah because you already have Torah. I can't bless you with wealth because you already have wealth. I can't bless you with many children because you have children. And I can bless you with that the people you teach be like you. And that story reminds me of Rabbi Greg and Rabbi Andy. For 20 years you've worked together, and both of you have planted saplings in this community, Temple Israel, the broader Jewish community, and indeed the interfaith community as well. So while I wish you strength and courage in your life together in London, I'm confident that the saplings you have planted, both of you, will bear fruit and flourish. God bless.
A congregation is best served when its lay and rabbinic leadership consider themselves partners in carrying on the sacred functions of the synagogue. And this has been true these past 20 years, with Rabbi Greg being an integral part of this. He's served this congregation under 3 presidents: the late Tanya Gordon-Davis, Roy Fine, currently Diana Soffin. I invite Diana to come and say a few words.
Rabbis, guests, members and friends, on behalf of the Temple Israel Board, I welcome you all warmly here this afternoon as we gather to pay tribute to and enjoy the farewell afternoon with Rabbi Greg, Rabbi Andy and their family. It's really incredible that it takes a farewell to a much-loved rabbi to get the shul as full as it is today. 20 years of service to our congregation is really exemplary, and we are certainly proud of what he has achieved within our temple and throughout the wider Jewish community and beyond. Our community has grown to be vibrant and inclusive with 3 shuls. Our members have actively embraced the changes under his guidance. One of the first changes that was initiated was the move from classical reform style Bibelid services to a participatory one, and we all know how difficult changes are, but he persisted and succeeded, and over the time this has become the norm. The popular Shabbat Chesed in southern suburbs was taken to another level by Rabbi Greg, and many enjoyed the weekend breaks of Time Out, the Jewish spirituality retreats that he initiated together with the other professional team. Programs that were more risky, such as the annual Pride Shabbats, the Iftar, Tish B'Av Pinen Cemetery, the drive-by chauffeur blowing during COVID, Black Lives Matter, and the Boom Bam program with the Tots were largely accepted by those in the congregation who benefit and enjoy participating whenever they join in. Rabbi Greg has also been hugely successful in building bridges, and we see that today with the huge crowd that is here for the send-off. Not only has he been able to form sustainable relationships in the community, he's also created a great relationship with our donors, and most importantly been welcomed outside the progressive community as a much respected presenter at Limud, Milton, and as well at the annual Habonim camps in December holidays. Temple Israel community has celebrated their family lifestyle events with joy and been there to hold them during the sad times too. This afternoon is a celebration of a job well done. A job well done by a beloved rabbi who has led this progressive community well and held the members whose lives he touched in a very positive way. Whilst we are all sad, that you are moving on, Rabbi Greg. We know that your leaving is a positive step for all of us, for you and your family, and we wish you much happiness, fulfillment in your new position at Avid Gardens. We know that you will return for various life cycle events and look forward to welcoming you here whenever you do return. At the same time, I'd like to assure all our members that this shul is in good hands, with Rabbi Malcolm ably assisted for 6 months by Rabbi Tamara, who's here to hold us as we transition and look for the right rabbi to head Temple Israel into the future. This afternoon's function has been really made possible by an exceptional team, and special thanks were to the organising committee, Eric Beswick, Mel Beswick, Judy Sachs, Greg Flash, Gina Flash, and Jill Sachs. Our staff, Genevieve Bootkoff, Clement Twyler, Michael Solomons, and Vanessa Wallace, all board members who helped on the day, and a huge thanks to the people who contributed towards the costs of the day too. The Kavensky family for providing the drinks, the Sherman Foundation, Brandon Kersner, Michael Flax, Samantha Horwitz, and Ryan Sher. Thank you so much and enjoy the afternoon.
Thank you, Diana. And just a quick message from Lisa Hack, who is the National Chair of the SAEPJ, the South African Union of Progressive Judaism. The SAEPJ thanks Rabbi Greg and the extended Alexander Kuti family for their meaningful contributions made to our movement. A beacon of guidance, strength, support, and spiritual enlightenment. Rabbi Greg will be greatly missed. We wish Rabbi Greg, Rabbi Ondi, and their family farewell, and we say, be courageous, be safe, be happy, Hatzlacha, and Le'etrot. Now we'll hear from the Chesed and Shama band, Ariyu.
La
Definitely. Eddie and Sam and Roy and I feel like I should be lighting shovels candles, but that's what we normally do in Crescent to that. Another attribute of Rabbi Greg's leadership has been his broader communal involvement, both in the wider Cape Town Jewish community and beyond into the interfaith space. He's not been a leader just in our shul. He, as a true believer in pluralism and showing respect for all Jews, he's actively involved himself in the greater Jewish community. And it's my pleasure to introduce Gina, my sister, who will be talking to various leaders of the Cape Town Jewish community about Rabbi Greg. And pardon Gina's voice, she's not sick, it's allergy, and but you're going to have to listen.
Let's try this good. If you're speaking today, please come up. We've got Viv and Steve, who's joining us from Melton and from Limwood and from the Board of Deputies. We've got Daniel Bloch, Director of the Board of Deputies, who's joining us. Hazel Levy from Jewish Care Services, and Karen Kelman, he's coming from the Union of Jewish Women, also from the Board of Deputies, and also from Limwood. So forget my voice, it doesn't hurt. Just let's pretend it doesn't happen. Okay. Rabbi Greg, it's an honor to speak today. Space. My name is Gina, and I work in the broader Jewish community in an organization that sits in the Samson Center, and I have for the last 12 years. And it's been an honor to represent the temple. I don't officially, but I'm a progressive Jew in my role in the broader community. And I've worked with wonderful people who've worked with the wonderful rabbi of our community. And everyone here and beyond these people really wanted to share today something that touched in their work working with Rabbi Greg. I think try not. Maybe Viv, we could start with you. You've worked in the community a very long time. And I was wondering if you can remember back to your earliest memories of Rabbi Greg.
Hi everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to be sitting here, both as Melton, with Lauren on my side as well, and also in terms of community as a whole. And yeah, Greg, I don't know whether you remember this, but probably 1991, when you were coming backwards and forwards to Johannesburg to see your parents during your time with the Leobeck College, and I'd just come back from Brandeis, and here was an opportunity to be able to have really important global jury meaningful conversations about what community looked like and how we thought about the Jewish world and how we could plot our way forward. And that was really very valuable to me, and we've created a friendship that goes back all those years and includes Anya and your family. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to be able to really pull in your thinking and your vision already from those days. And one of the things that we helped hatch in a way was Limwood, South Africa. You would bring to our conversations what was happening in the UK, and that planted the seed for what would become the future of this community as well. So thank you for that.
Karen, we've got many things that we can say are unique about Rabbi Greg. Is there something specifically that we feel defines him?
Thank you for this opportunity. So something that has always struck me as uniquely Rabbi Greg is the way that you make people feel completely at ease in spaces where they might not feel that way. I know Rabbi Greg socially, but I've also worked with him through the Mitzvah Committee over many years. Committee work can reveal the best and worst from people. And Rabbi Greg consistently brought creativity, commitment, humour and generosity to the table. You are exceptional at creating spaces where very different Jews can learn together, work together and actually enjoy one another. You have a remarkable ability to meet people exactly where they are and make them feel valued. And this quality makes you an extraordinary communal rabbi. I've watched you at funerals, in shiva houses, and at difficult communal moments, and I've always been amazed by your instinct for saying the right thing at the right time. Not because the words are polished, but because people can feel that you're truly present with them. I think that that's a rare gift, and I think our community is better because of it. We're going to miss you enormously.
Thank you, Karen. Whether a small gesture or a big one, you've made a huge impact in all of our lives and in many of the community organizations. I'd like to ask Hazel a little bit about that impact.
Thank you for the honor, because to me this is an honor, we're senior rabbi. You made a lasting impact on me with regards to Jewish community services. When you honored me with an aliyah in recognition of the incredible work that Jewish community services, Tikva Food Bank had done, and the social services to actually support this community through that very tiring time. Thank you for your leadership, your support, and encouragement. You know, when we look at you and we look through those eyes, we actually feel that we are talking soul to soul.
And last but not least, Daniel, in the community we make things happen. We kind of magic things up sometimes. Can you talk about something that didn't exist before, that you worked on with Rabbi Greg, and what you'll miss about working with him together?
Thanks, Gina, and that is an honor for me to be here as well, so thank you, Rabbi Greg. I joined the board 5 years ago, and to say that it was challenging times, progressive Orthodox community, the board, progressive leadership, but Rabbi, you taught me one thing, that change doesn't need to be scary if you have the right partners in place. And from day one, I remember telling my first Pride Shabbat, welcomed me as I walked into the shul, made a big deal when you didn't need to. But I think you and I work closely together, along with Eric and Diana and other leadership, to really unify this community as much as we possibly can. And yes, we've got our differences and different traditions and customs. I remember my wife getting an aliyah, the friends from Mitzvah, and I sat there thinking, wow, this is new for me, because it was new for me. But it was fine. It was normal, and we were just a group of Jews being in the room, dabbling together. And I think one thing I'll take away is that you've opened your arms up to the entire community. You are happy to work with anybody and everyone, and regardless of past experiences or what's happened, you look positively towards the future. And I'd like to think that over the last 5 years, from my perspective, and I think in general, that we've done incredible work working together for this entire community. So I think we're all going to miss your smile. You're always smiling. Always. But I'm going to miss that about you as well. So thank you so much.
We wish you well and all your communal life that's ahead of you, and we will miss you.
Thank you, Gina, thank you, Viv, Karen, and Hazel, and Daniel. Lovely to have you here. Rabbi Dr. David Einhorn, an early Reform pioneer, said, "The Jewish people is not a lonely island. We are part of humanity, and our destiny is tied to the destiny of all human beings." A rabbi, a priest, and a Buddhist were playing frisbee on the beach. That sounds like a joke, but the chances are pretty strong that was with Rabbi Greg. I welcome Nick Payton, Pippa Jones, and Cecil Blakes, all members of the Cape Town Interfaith Initiative, to say a few words.
Thank you so much for having us. Lovely to be here. The spirit here is marvelous. We really do hope that the interfaith community and this community can interact much more. We've been given, well, when Greg called me, he said, you've got 3 minutes and it's strict. So I said, well, we'd like 3 of us to speak because we've got a pluralistic voice. Actually, there's 5 of us. That meant 1 minute each, and because there's 2 of you, it means 30 seconds each. So Greg, in 2016, you and a large contingent were part of an interfaith retreat. It was the first time I'd done anything like that. It was an incredible success, largely due to how you brought spiritual music and presence into a very mixed and challenging environment. So that's my main memory of you. And of course, there are so many other events that you were part of over the years. Before I even joined the CTII, Cape Town Interfaith Initiative, and I won't even speak to that, but I've got a very fond memory of that time. Ollie, it's been wonderful to get to know you more recently. I think the first time I met you was when you came to an evening where we hosted Palestinian pastor Munta Isaac. And you brought challah, and you were so present to that moment. And it was wonderful to be able to have the fullness of voices in that space. And secondly, at Artschule last year, you helped us understand the Jewish community, the Jewish perspective with our schools program. So there's so many more things to be said. I'll hand over to Cecil now. Thank you.
Good afternoon. The one thing I actually love about this pulpit is the fact that you can actually share a number of people. As an interfaith activist, I often find myself in religious spaces where the area is quite small. So this is great, and that's why we actually, as interfaith, because we are a diverse community. I myself am as a practicing Buddhist. I was born Christian. I met Rabbi Greg during the time of the water crisis. And I remember we prayed and we danced for rain. so yes, and it rained. I'm a bit of a skeptic myself, but it rained, as you all know. So, Rabbi Greg and Rabbi Andy, thank you very much for your involvement in the interfaith space in Cape Town and South Africa. Your leaving is a loss for us. It's a gain for the country that you're going to. But you are not leaving us. Actually, you're leaving with us. Your teaching, your example, and your life. I actually have the same memory that Nick just mentioned about how Rabbi Andy, with the bread and the sharing, brought that thing of family, of sharing around the meal, which is actually the essence of religion, sharing, family, humanity. Thank you.
And finally, I'm Pippa Jones, and it's my great privilege, actually, really do mean that word, to lead the Interfaith and Intercultural Youth Programme, which is part of CTII. And I'm flanked by 2 of our graduates who are making tremendous impact on our city in a variety of ways. This is Aidan, who is currently at UCT, and a very present member of CTII. And this is Zahra, originally from Mitchell's Plain. And I asked Zahra especially, she's my date today, actually, because Rabbi Greg, I don't know if you remember, and I get quite emotional about this, but in 2022, you hosted the youth program here. And Zahra was then grade 10, and she'd grown up in Mitchell's Plain, I think under, obviously, a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings, and I might even say prejudices around Jewish people and the Jewish tradition. And you single-handedly changed her heart and her mind simply by the warmth of your welcome and how much you opened up your faith and your heart to our young people that day. It literally changed Z's life. So much so that she has devoted, in fact both of them have devoted their lives now to interfaith. And Z is sitting on the board as a youth advisor. So this is all down. Deep honouring of you both. Auntie, you two have been very present to our youth, and I want to thank you both. And with that, I'm going to close with the words of Rumi, called One Song. Many of you may know it. All religions, all is singing one song. The differences are just illusion and vanity. The sunlight looks a little different on this wall than it does on that wall, and a lot different on this other one. But it's still one light. We have borrowed these clothes, these time and place personalities, from a light. And when we sing and when we praise, we're pouring them back.
So one of the most profound teachings of prayer is that there is something greater than ourselves. And as soon as we realize that, we are struck with a problem, which is how can we describe what is Ein Sof, what is infinite without end. So on Shabbos and Yom Tov morning, we say, Ilu finu malei shira kayam, were our mouths as filled with song as the sea, still we would not be able to find the words to fully describe that is greater than ourselves. And yet, we have language and we must try. So everyone in this room is going to be invited to join in those words. Ilu finu malei shira kayam. There are three parts. There's a low part, there's a middle part, and there's a high part. And you will sing one of those. So the default is the first, and you're just going to keep singing, and it goes like this. It's simply that first word, ilu, and it goes ilu, 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 like that. Beautiful. So when I said everyone in the room, let's try that. If the person next to you is not singing, just elbow them in the ribs right now. And let's try that again. One time. Beautiful. That's the first part, and that's you can just do that. Or you can go number two, which is ilu, Finululuma lele shirakaya. Hinululu, finululuma lele shirakaya. Trada. Hinululu, finululuma lele shirakaya. Hinululu, finululuma lele shirakaya. The third part will leave to the third parters, so you can choose to be a 1, a 2, or a 3, and join in as you feel. So let's just check that we have enough parts. So those who are going to stay number 1, put your hands up now. Beautiful. You just keep going all the way through. Number 2s, lovely. Okay, and those who know number 3, got a few. Got a few. Okay. All right. We'll make it. All right, so we're going to start. So we've got
of Rabbbi Greg is how he conducts life cycle events. How many of you here, and please raise a hand for every one of these, you might run out of hands. How many of you have had Rabbbi Greg officiate your wedding? How many of you have had Rabbbi Greg officiate your baby namings or christenings? How many of you have had Rabbbi Greg do a bar mitzvah in your family? How many of you have had Rabbbi Greg officiate the burial of your loved ones? Okay. All these things are really, really significant moments in our lives, and Rabbbi Greg has always gone out of his way to make them extra special, extra meaningful, and really, really spiritual. As has been said already, he has a particular connection to the youth, and in Pirkei Avot, it teaches us to let the honor of your student be as dear to you as your own. As parents and teachers, we are encouraged to treat our children with deep respect, to listen to their perspectives, and to value their individuality. Anyone who has studied and prepared for their bar mitzvah with Rabbbi Greg knows that he has embodied this teaching. With Rabbbi Greg, children are challenged intellectually and spiritually, but they have also been guided with humor by a rabbi they can relate to. Rabbbi Greg always takes time to get to know each child and to celebrate their individuality. He has not only guided many of this community's children, Rabbbi Greg and Rabbi Andy have raised 3 amazing children of their own. Sure, I didn't think I'd break this in. On a very personal note, I'm going to miss Yazzie in Shore and in our house. We're very glad that Tantan and Manny will be sticking around. Our next speakers are going to be Sam Mendelson, representing our youth, and we're really happy that Tantan and Yazzie are going to talk about growing up in the community. Manny's not with us, he's overseas at the moment, but the siblings are going to speak on his behalf.
Good afternoon. As I and many of the schools past students can recall, the wonderful lessons Rabbi Greg gave us on our Torah portions before our Baal Bat mitzvahs, which I found, alongside with the Shul Brocha, a very engaging part of my Bar Mitzvah journey. We'll connect the tales from the Torah to everyday experiences that we've gone through in real life, which I found a lot more meaningful and personal than simply learning how to say my portion. These sessions gave me a lot of lessons that I would not have thought of otherwise. Rabbi Greg conveys a calm warmth and welcome. Everyone feels like a special friend. Creates such a strong sense of community and inclusion, no matter whether you're 13 years old or much older. He makes you feel special. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Tantan, the dreaded little child. As I look around this room, I see many faces with whom I share a history. Unfortunately, depending on the stage of my life that history calls home, it may look very different. For example, those who know me from my earliest days, living in what is now the Temple Israel West Coast Shul. As a budding young rabbi's boy, you will know me as a distinguished young gentleman. No. You will see me as a total and utter menace to society. You would look at my parents, at their calm, measured, and soothing demeanors, running and growing our community and our home. And then you would look at me, not running the community, but running around the community, screaming and shouting, scratching, biting, kicking, and throwing things at every opportunity, with, unfortunately for you, energy levels that could fix ESCOM. And you would think to yourself, God has a strange sense of humor. For those of you I did not scare away and have seen me throughout this journey, I truly commend your bravery, and you should all receive awards of valor. But this is not my point here. My point is that in every stage of my life, this has been my home. I have grown up here, and it is because of everyone with whom I interacted through this amazing community that I stand here before you as I am today. As Ubuntu philosophy states, Umuntu ngabantu. A person is a person through other people. I am because we are. As I've swiftly grown into the wisest 21-year-old on the planet, I have realized the importance of this philosophy, the importance of community. To my parents, who have been at the forefront of this community's flourishing, it is truly incredible what they have achieved along with all of you. While it is sad to see them go, I find not just one, but two positives. Firstly, I am in fact not going to London. And as the son of not one but two rabbis, I have automatic full training in smicha. Diana, I will be awaiting the approach regarding Temple Israel's new senior rabbi position. first want to point out once again that a community is a community through each other. And what my parents have instilled here with all of you is a culture that does not need to be at a loss. A culture that is strong enough to continue its own existence and success. This I believe to be a phenomenal feat and something to be cherished. Secondly, I am filled with optimism for the progressive Jewish community of the world. Aleph is about to receive a surge of Capetonian power, and from the world beacon that London is, I foresee an impact that will be felt all the way down here. London will grow, and we will continue to grow. If I put that scenario into a very complex and intricate mathematical formula, it results in growth. So let's move into this new phase of our journeys, wherever it may be geographically, together, as a community, as always. Thank you. Alright, so as was mentioned, my eldest brother is not here at the moment, he's overseas, but he has very kindly sent us a piece to read out on his behalf, so we shall do so.
Good afternoon. This is Manny, the original rabbi's kid. I wish I could be here today to honor the monumental period that was the last 20 years. Yes, I'm 20 years old. Monumental for our community and also for me. I've grown up surrounded by and supported by Temple Israel community members. Every Friday night and Saturday, for most of my life, I've had a place to go to celebrate my Judaism. A place where I'm deeply known and understood, and where friendly faces ask with genuine interest about my well-being, my studies, my friends, my dreams for the future.
From Bim Bam to Bar Mitzvah lessons, Netzer, Cheder, and KTA, so many of my earliest mentors and influences came from the shul, and have truly shaped me as a person. I'm incredibly grateful for you all. Over the last 4 years, I've visited many Jewish communities in different parts of the world. It has been impossible to find one that feels like home in the same way that Temple Israel does. If you will allow me a moment to boast about my parents, I do believe this is in large part due to their leadership. They have fought to make it so much more of a vibrant, welcoming, inclusive, and intentional community than the one we came to 20 years ago. With such a tremendous impact, I am proud to be known as the Rabbi's Kid, and expect I will continue to be recognized this way by many for many years to come.
Hello everyone, I'm Yazzie, aka the best child. Unlike Santa, the demon, and Manny, the goody two-shoe, I am the perfect balance. Following in Tantan's footsteps, I notoriously played soccer at shul, which consisted of wrapping a bunch of toilet paper in a ball, sealing the edges with wax, and lighting it on fire. I was also famously scolded for jumping out of the Cheder classroom windows. On Manny's side, I've now progressed to the point where I can enjoy and sit through an entire shul service without getting too distracted to leave. Although I do distract others, they might leave. I even took over his role of reciting standing in the parted shores of history. I've been thinking about what I would say today, and although it is a complex and surreal experience for me to address you, as my parents and I are about to relocate our entire lives, I've managed to boil it down to this. I've reflected on what I once took for granted as routine. Now, I realize none of it was ever a guarantee. I think back to the little moments which have made up my community experience, each one now holding a special significance. I reminisce of my favorite shul service of all time, the legendary Friday night service held in Temple Israel Weinberg, Shabbat Chesed. I look back with admiration on the key moments that contributed to this being a highlight to look forward to. I remember the competitive races with Fabio, who to be here first. I beat you every single time, don't lie. I think back on my favorite ritual of going back into shul after the service with my friends while everyone was happily mingling and enjoying their dinner, and dipping our fingers in the now melted candle wax. We were true artists, making elaborate structures, figurines, and to the adults' anguish, decorating the carpet as well. It is this symbol, the candle, which holds extra weight for me. Last weekend was my final, was my final lesson before I leave, and when realizing this, I decided to make a structure that will, in turn, remember the imprint left on me forever. Your candle. This is an authentic, original Chesed tea-line candle, going at $100 million. I made this along with my metaphorical twin, Jessie, and my younger sister. Yeah. Jessie has been with me on my entire journey. People always mixed us up as we look. Stop it! You can make me cry. No. People always mixed us up since we look similar, and we are both offsprings of Gregs. Gabby was always my partner in crime, even though nobody knew. I can throw you under the bus now, as I'm leaving. You are the one who TP'd the bathroom at the ripe old age of 5. Well, it's not me, okay, a little bit me. This candle will travel with me across the world and bring the best parts of this community with me, along with all the other memories. Okay, you can stop now. I look forward to being part of this new adventure that my parents are leading and taking the title of my brother as the original British rabbi's kid. Good Shabbos. Bye, donkey. Already done that? No, thank you. Okay, we have one more thing.
We came up with this poem.
Yes.
A lot of thought went into it.
We totally didn't just make it. Pick up. Rabbi.
R
is for rabbi. A is for ally. B is for buy. B is for buy. I is for
Congregation's been through some wild rabbinical children over the years, and they always turn out to be amazing people, as you guys have. Some become rabbis, and so who knows how many rabbis are sitting over there. It is said that God deliberately left the world incomplete so that humanity could participate in the ongoing work of creation. Rabbi Greg's fourth attribute is innovation. For 2 decades, he's been part of a team that's been creating new Jewish experiences, as we spoke about, Dinah mentioned, like Camp Out and Iftars and Signal Hill Challenge and Mitzvah Day, Sherman Shabbat, Magic Shabbat, Shabbat Chesed, many more. And that were also enhancing the traditional Chagim and celebrations of the calendar year. And Rabbi Greg has always given his energy and his enthusiasm and his creativity. And all of these great initiatives need funding, most of which are not covered by subscriptions, and many congregants and families continue to support these innovations with their generous donations. One of the things Rabbi Greg and Eric Beswick have worked closely together for the last 20 years to develop this philanthropic culture within the congregation. And I'd like to introduce the next speaker, Jonathan Ackerman. And Jonathan is representing the Ackerman family. The Ackermans are one of these philanthropic families who have generously supported this congregation for decades. But not only that, Jonathan and his family have had many simchas, many life cycle events, and with Rabbi Greg, and the two of them and the family have have created a very close bond. So welcome, Jonathan, to come say a few words. Afternoon, everyone. Tan, you've got my vote for Rabbi. Okay, Yazzie. But you weren't as wild as him, and that's what I liked. Dear Rabbi Greg and Rabbi Andy, it's hard to believe it's been 20 years since you first arrived in our community. At the time, things felt a little old-fashioned and perhaps even lacking in spirit. Then you came, bringing warmth, energy, wisdom, and a remarkable ability to bring people together. Samantha and our children will always be grateful for the role you played in our lives, especially through each of their bar and bat mitzvahs. You've been there for the highs and you stood by us during the passing of my father. But more importantly, you've played paddle with me, you've DJ'd with me, you've walked with me, and these are moments I'll always cherish. I remember the high holidays, when you led our congregation with such beauty, meaning, and spirit. You transformed those services into a moment that inspired and united us all. And then there were the bar and bat mitzvahs. Every parent shed tears of pride and emotion, while you stood nearby with your familiar warm smile, gently guiding the family through those milestones. One of my fondest memories was seeing you in a different role, not as our rabbi, but as a father, standing proudly and emotionally beside your own children on their special days. It reminded us, all of us, that behind the rabbi was a devoted husband, father, who shared the same hopes, joys, and dreams as the families he serves. We even shared a laugh together, reminiscing about the movie Keeping the Faith. It's funny to think how we watched a rabbi and a Catholic priest whose characters blended faith with modern life. And then we had you, someone who lived that balance right here. As the film says, you can never underestimate the power of what you can do when you find common ground. You found common ground for all of us. The sages teach the world stands on three things: on Torah, on service, and on acts of loving kindness. You brought all three to our community in abundance. Your learning deepened our understanding. Your leadership strengthened our faith, and your kindness touched countless lives. Another teaching says, in a place where there are no leaders, strive to be a leader. You never sought the spotlight, yet through your example, integrity, and compassion, you showed us what true leadership looks like. Perhaps my favorite teaching is this: the highest form of wisdom is kindness. If there's one legacy you both leave behind, it is that wisdom. You remind us that scholarship without compassion is incomplete. As you both begin this new chapter, I'm reminded of the words of Rabbi Tarfon. It's not your duty to finish the work, but neither are you free to desist from it. The work you began here will continue. The seeds you planted will keep growing. The community you helped shape will carry your influence for many years to come. We will miss you and your family deeply. We know that wherever your journey takes you next, you will continue to inspire, teach, and bring people together. May you go from strength to strength, continue to find meaning in your work, joy in your family, and fulfillment that lies ahead. Thank you for 20 extraordinary years of leadership, friendship, wisdom, and kindness. With love from all of us. In closing, the rabbis said they really don't want gifts. But what the rabbis asked, if you want to leave them a gift, please
please make a donation that's going to go into a special fund for future generations to celebrate their bar and bat mitzvahs, which I thought was just a wonderful gesture from both of you. So to my two rabbis, lots of love, and we'll see you soon in London.
Thank you, Jonathan. And as Jonathan mentioned, that the Rabbi Greg Legacy Fund is what we've called it. It's a one-off fund. All donations are welcome, big and small. You see QR codes around, take a snap there, and it's going to go to everyone who needs to celebrate a life-cycle event and can't afford to. And that's where the money will go.
In the morning and the evening service, we, after the Shema, sing Mi Chamocha. It reminds us that we are on a journey. For some of us, it's to the UK, but for all of us, it is the journey of our lives. When we sing these words, we connect back to our ancestors walking from Mitzrayim to Sinai, from slavery to revelation. And it's a reminder to us that even though we might not know where our steps will take us, we trust God to guide us and to take the next step thoughtfully and consciously.
Coming to the end, but the best is to come, so give yourselves a stretch.
It has incorporated the sun and our mountain, and is a reminder, hopefully to you, that you will take with you, of all of us, and of what you will be missing one grand dark red mountain.
We'll do them together. So, Rabbbi
Greg. In my hand here I have this book, which is a photographic memento of your time here with the congregation, put together from the pictures sent to us by so many people here tonight, this afternoon. We hope that it will help you bring back loads of wonderful memories. It's been a privilege to work with you in creating many of these.
Well, and thank you, Eric. Okay, so this is my final word. As I said, there are many things to say about Rabbi Greg, and much has already been said today. So before I introduce our guest of honor and our final speaker, I'd just like to mention the fifth quality and the last one that we're going to be talking about today, and that is balance. So lots of people have been quoting Pirkei Avot. In Pirkei Avot, Ben Zoma said, "Who is wise? One who learns from every person. Who is strong? One who overpowers their evil inclination. And who is honorable? One who honors their fellow human beings." Rabbi Greg holds the balance very well. Rabbi Greg is scholarly and relatable. He is strong in his convictions, but he listens and engages with others. Rabbi Greg is spiritual, but also fun and down to earth. He holds himself and leads with decorum, but he is not formal. Has anybody ever seen him wear a tie? Rabbi Greg has led the example of having difficult conversations in an increasingly polarized world. He celebrates Judaism with all of his mind, body, and voice. He looks to find the commonalities rather than the differences. These are some important lessons that he has left with us, and we are the richer for it. The number 20 is represented by the Hebrew letter Kaf. Those who know, the letter is the shape of an open palm. The number 20 is spiritually tied to completeness, expectancy, and maturity. It symbolizes taking hold of opportunities and having the strength to grasp life's lessons. L'chol zman ve'et l'chol chafetz tachat hashamayim. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. This is your time to take up new opportunities. After 20 years, we will miss you dearly and we wish you well. Rabbi Greg is now going to speak, and after that, Jeff and Fabio and Jess are going to sing the Traveler's Prayer. And even though Rabbi Greg has been very involved in coordinating this whole event, he doesn't know that there's a little surprise following that. So I'm going to hand you over to Rabbi Greg and then to you and sing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judy, and thank you, Greg, for leading and holding the space so well. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around through the cold, and thank you for the music that has held all of this today. Eric, Mel, Joel, who've done incredible things to make all of this come together so well. 20 years is a long time in anyone's life. The young family that arrived in 2006, me, Rabbi Andy, Manny, who's overseas, he was 3. Tantan was 1, and Yazzie was still in the soul world at that point. That family has grown up here, and we, Andy and I, grew up here too, as rabbis, as parents, as a family. Rabbi John Lennon said, "Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans." While we were busy teaching, there have been so many teachers that have taught us. While we were busy leading services, we were also davening with gratitude. And while we were busy looking after everyone's life cycles, we were being husband and wife, parents, burying Rabbi Andy's dad and then my parents, turning 40, then 50, seeing our children become bar and bat mitzvah. While we were busy leading, so many of you stepped up to lead too. If you are a volunteer in a shul, a youth movement, or Jewish organization, please stand up now. If you are a professional or volunteer in an NGO, civic organization, faith or interfaith community, stand up now. If you are a Jewish professional or involved in the leading of a Jewish organization or a faith organization, please stand up now. If you are someone supporting someone in your family to be a Jewish leader, please stand up now. Thank you, everybody that is standing. And thank you as well for those who didn't stand up because I didn't give you a category that fit, or because you were too humble to stand. Thank you. Thank you because, thanks everybody, because it's the figureheads, the rabbis, the visible leaders, who often get the thanks and the praise and the big beautiful farewell. But actually, we are all part of that team. Each of us is part of the same team, pushing to the same goal, to build caring and strong communities that support and nurture their members, that build compassion, that do loving acts, that teach and increase peace. Thank you to the families, partners, spouse and children who might not go to that planning meeting but encourage and support their family members to do that. Thank you to the professional and lay teams at Temple Israel who always show up with passion and give more than anyone can expect. Many of you know that I don't believe in coincidence. While we never planned on finishing our work here after 20 years, the Talmud tells us that there are 3 things that cannot be higher than 20 amot. An amah is a measure of distance, a cubit, and 10 is about 9 meters high. So what are those 3 things that can't be more than 20 amot? An eruv, a sukkah, and a chalakia. An eruv, if you've ever wondered what those wires across the road in Sea Point are, an eruv is a construction of beams or wires that make a diverse bunch of houses or streets into one recognized domain, so that on Shabbat you can carry a bag, some food, you can push a pram or a wheelchair. So an eruv creates and makes community. And that's what the work of a rabbi is, creating and making community. And what a blessing it has been for 20 years to be able to get up every morning to do this job, to build community. Who can think of a better job than that? I can't. The sukkah can't be more than 20 amot, that's the schach where the leaves are, can't be more than 20 amot high, because then you lose the impact of the leaves, the schach that reminds us as we look through them at the stars that what we think is permanent in our lives is not, that our homes are not permanent, that our bodies are not permanent, that our lives are not permanent, and that we don't know what is next. God knows what is next, but we don't. So we go forward without knowing, taking another step, and then another step, and then another step, and asking the Holy One to guide those steps. The Chanukiah cannot be more than 20 amot high. The Chanukiah is the symbol of light and miracles, and that is the greatest blessing, the work that we do in community, that we are all the shamash, the lighting candle, all of us, that we bring out our light to light each other's light, and that is our wish and blessing for all of you, that wherever we are, wherever you are, wherever the Holy One directs creates us to be. We need to find a way to light each other's candles, to give and receive light, and together create more light in this world. Thank you everybody for being here, but more importantly, thank you everybody for being part of the journey of the last 20 years. Thank you.
So, Tefillat Haderech is the prayer of the road. It has its origin in the Talmud, and it's attributed to Rabbi Yaakov. And he made it for travelers facing dangerous journeys along ancient roads in that time. It asks for spiritual protection, divine favor, a peaceful journey guided and supported by God. The prayer doesn't only ask for survival, but it also asks for the travelers to arrive with joy and vitality, to thrive. For us, we ask God that this prayer be extended beyond the flight to London, that it offer peace, joy, vitality, and safekeeping to Rabbis Greg and Andy, and to Yazzie, for the rest of their lives that are a journey in themselves. May the Alexander Kusi family thrive in peace.